all of his children, that we need to begin to work while it is day. Notice I said while it is day.
Amen.
Because if it's daylight, daylight don't last 24 hours. There's only 12 hours in a day. And then the rest of the time is at night. John chapter 9, verse 1 through 12 will be our opening scriptures. John chapter 9, verse 1 through 12. And the title of the lesson is called Work While It Is Day. Work while it is day. That could mean so many things. Work while you're living. Work while you're able. Work while you're young. Work while you're clothed in your right mind. Work while God is allowing you to work. Work while you're free. Amen. But work while it is day. Let's look at what's going on. Jesus healed the man. And when the people that saw the man in his new fashion or state, they say, who healed you? Wasn't you blind? He said, a man named Jesus healed me. They said, where is he? He said, I don't know, but he healed me. Work while it's day. See, part of Jesus' ministry was to save, but part of his ministry was also to heal.
Amen.
He wants to heal us too. Because a sick man can't help nobody, he's sick.
Amen.
A blind man can't help nobody, he's blind. A broke man can't help nobody, he broke. Jesus came also to heal and to restore and to give back what the enemy stole. But his main purpose is he came to save. So he said, this is what he said. I must work the works of him that sent me while it is day. He said, the night coming when no man can work. As long as I'm in the world, I'm the light of the world. As long as I'm here, I got to heal, restore, feed. I got to do everything the Father tell me to do while it is day. Because the time coming when God gonna take me away from this world. So my encouragement to you is work while you can.
Amen.
There's gonna come a time in your life when you won't be able to do nothing for the Lord, believe it or not.
Amen.
And there's only two ways you won't be able to do nothing for the Lord. That's when you're on your deathbed or you dead. Amen. Anything other than that is considered a blessing.
Amen. Amen.
It don't matter if you old, crippled, or handicapped, you still can work.
Amen.
But when you're on your deathbed and you dead, you stop working.
Amen.
Work while it's day. While you got time. Because the Bible says our works do what? Follow us into heaven.
Amen.
And the Lord gonna want to know, what did you do with the time I gave you? Oh, I parted. I entertained. I held two jobs. I opened my own. It don't matter. What did you do for me? Because now your works follow you. You know what the devil gonna say? He ain't did nothing. She ain't did nothing. There's labor for us to do. And I'm going to show you this. John chapter 9. When you find it, say, bless his name.
Bless his name.
Work while it is day. You think I just want to start a church? Just start a church. That's what God told him to do. He said, you don't work. You ain't responsible for souls being saved. I am. You just preach what I tell you. I said, well, let me go and start this church. I could have waited 20 years from now and started. You can wait. God pressing on your heart to do something. Amen. You ain't fooling me.
Amen.
It's something he wants you to do. Don't quit putting it off. Talking about when you get yourself together, you ain't going to get together. Something wrong with everybody. That's a trick from the devil. John 9. Verse 1. I want to read verse 1 through 12 and show you what's going on. And Jesus passed by, he saw a man which was blind from his birth. And his disciples asked him, saying, Master, who did sin, this man or his parents, that he was born blind? Jesus said, neither had this man nor his parents sinned, but that the works of God should be manifest in him. I must work the works of him that sent me while it is day. The night cometh when no man can work. As long as I'm in the world, I'm the light of the world. He said, this man didn't sin on his parents. That's what I told you. When stuff happens to you, don't mean you done nothing wrong.
Amen.
He said, but so God can get the glory, I must also prove that I'm the Son of God by doing something that was never done before by man. I'm going to give him insight, then God going to get the glory. And people going to start questioning, who is this man that healed you? That's part of my ministry. That's part of my calling, just like it is yours, to be a blessing to people.
Amen.
So people gonna say, who blessed you with that? Who helped you with that? Brother and Sister Taylor, Mama Joseph. I called the pastor and he came. Sister Joe, brother, right? Sister Lucy, Sister Shanika, brother Baptiste. It ain't for you, it's for God. Because he came to save souls. Why you doing healing a man that's blind? He said, because that's part of my work too. Your work is more than coming to church. Your work is to do whatever God has given you to do.
Amen.
He said, this is part of my ministry. This man didn't sin nor. See, they already was accusing the man of being a sinner. And his parents. Because look at me, born blind. Born with 4 fingers. What he do? Probably raped his sister. All that old foolishness. Amen. You ever thought that you could grow his finger back? You could. Amen. See, we've been taught wrong because before we can heal people, we want to blame people. Amen. Amen. Look at verse 6. When he had thus spoken, he spat on the ground, made clay of spittle, and he anointed the eyes of the blind man with the clay. And he said unto him, go wash in the pool of Siloam, which is by interpretation sent. And he went his way therefore and washed and came seeing. The neighbors therefore, look at that. See? The neighbors now. I told you the neighbors watch you, people watch you. Last week I said, you don't believe they watch you, go get something new. Amen. What did Jesus, look what it say. The neighbors therefore, and they which had seen him, that he was blind, said, is not this he that sat and begged? Ain't this the old beggar? Look at verse 9. Some said, this is he. Others said, he is like him. But he said, I'm he. Other people was confused. Said, nah, that ain't him. He look like him, no. He said, nah, this me. It's me. Amen. Look to your neighbor and say, it's me. It's me. I go to church now. I don't cuss and drink no more. Amen. Smoke and act a fool no more. I'm in church now. It's me. Amen. Amen. Therefore they said unto him, how were thy eyes open? See, they starting to question him about his ministry, about his healing. And he answered and said, a man that is called Jesus made clay and anointed my eyes and said unto me, go to the pool of Siloam and wash. And I went and I washed and I received my sight. They said unto him, where is he? And he said, I know not. I don't know. All I know, I did what he told me to do and I'm healed. Amen. That's part of your, because Jesus was working for God and whatever God gave him to do, besides save people, he done it. Which is what God told me to tell you to do. Work while it's day. Amen. Jesus made a powerful statement that we all need to pay close attention to. And he said he must do the works of God while it is day. He specifically said while it is day. In other words, he is saying that there's a allotted time frame which God has given us to carry out our responsibilities for God. And that time does not last forever. Key word is while it is day. There's a allotted time that God has given each one of us to carry out our God-given responsibilities and duties, and that time does not last forever because the key word is day. And that time frame could be a lifetime. It could be years. It could be moments. It could be minutes. We don't know. We do know that the daylight consists of 12 hours while the other half of the day consists of 12 hours, which is called the night. But Jesus said, work while it is day. Being a Christian is more than worshiping God. It's more than coming to church and giving of your time. It is more than fellowshipping. It is more than letting your light shine. It also consists of work of labor or love on behalf of God. The work of labor and of love on behalf of God. That's also your calling. How do I know? Because look at verse 4. Look at verse 4. Jesus said, I must work the works of him that sent me while it is day. The night coming when no man can work. There's a time coming in your life when you ain't going to be able to work for God. Amen. And on time I know that you can't work for God is when you're on your deathbed or you dead. Everything other than your deathbed and you being in a coffin is a blessing. You need to start working for the Lord. Amen. I know somebody say, well, what am I supposed to do, Reverend? I'm going to help you. Look to the neighbor and say, he finna help us. He finna help us. Your calling, watch this. This is what God gave me. Your calling is to do whatever God has called you to do for his glory and for his kingdom. Whatever God asks you to do. He may tell you go find 3 old people yard in your neighborhood and cut it every month. I don't know. I'm just saying. That's a ministry. Because they can't cut it and they may not have the money to get it cut. Whatever it is he's giving you to do. There's plenty of work to do, but the first assignment that God gonna give all of you all, including myself, begins with me. I got to work on me first. That's the first construction site that God gonna let you be the foreman over. Yourself. You need to work on yourself first before you can work on others. What are some things that I can work on about myself that if I get these things in check, I can be a blessing to others? The first thing I need to do is work on self. I need to work on me. Then I need to take a close look at my attitude. My attitude. Make sure your attitude is becoming of Christ. There's nothing more ugly than a mean Christian. A mean, bitter Christian. You need to work on your attitude and be Christ-like. Amen. And show people that the joy of the Lord is your strength. I need to work on my attitude. Attitude is very important in the body of Christ. Amen. Then another thing I need to work on, I need to work on my appearance. God does care how you dress and how you look. Amen. He told the women, Paul wrote to Timothy to tell the women when they come to church, don't put on too much jewelry, not too much jewelry or fancy apparel. Why he got to say that? Because he don't want nobody drawing attention to themselves. He ain't against jewelry, just say you don't need all that jewelry to go to church. You don't need all them fancy clothes. Anything to draw attention. And he says, let to the men, don't put on nothing that pertains to a woman. And he says to the women, don't put on nothing that pertains to a man. And then say you're still a child of God. Amen. I know a lot of people in Hollywood put on dresses and claim names for themselves. I'm not judging nobody. God said, but I don't want my children doing that. But we're going to work on others, what I'm saying. We first got to work on us. Amen. He said, then you need to work on your speech. Watch the words that come out of your mouth. Let your words be seasoned with salt, full of grace. Some people just say anything come out of to their mind. And then say they're a child of God. I ain't saying you're not a child of God. I'm saying that's what the Lord said we need to work on. The first project, remember, begins with us. Jesus said, I must work the works of him that sent me. We need to work on our speech and watch what come out of our mouth. Be careful and choose our words wisely. Amen? Amen. Then we need to work on our hearing. Some of us hear what we want to hear. I told you that's why they use movie stars to sell stuff. Michael Jackson put on some Hanes underwear and all the brothers will go get some Hanes underwear.
Yes, sir.
Michael Jordan. Huh? You see Shaquille O'Neal with a Mountain Dew soda water. Mountain Dew. And Mountain Dew sell out. Because they know that people tend to follow people. We hear what we want to hear. Let the preacher say something. We go in one end, come out the other. The weatherman will say it's a tsunami coming. Everybody hit the highway. All something what the weatherman say. Because he looked on his little computer and his radar and saw what was happening. And everybody believed the weatherman. But the preacher, we need to work on our ear. The Bible says, let him that have ears hear what the Spirit is saying. That's something we can work on before we work on others. Then some of us need to work on our faithfulness. We need to be more faithful toward God. And not only toward God, but even on the job. can the boss, can the company depend on you? That's a good tool because they'll say you're reliable. And when people think you're reliable, they'll tend to listen to you.
That's right.
You ever have people that's always late, never participate, try to give suggestions? And people say, you know, what is she talking about? She never here. You understand what I'm saying? It just don't look good to the world or nobody. Work on your faithfulness. Be faithful, whatever area God has called you. Then some of us need to work on being more merciful. We're too mean. We ain't merciful. We don't forgive. Part of this is work. These are the things that I could do that could work on me to make sure before God sent me out into that garden that I'm ready. I need to work on being more merciful because people gonna lie to you. People gonna stab you in the back. People gonna let you down. They did it to Jesus. Jesus said they hated me without a cause. And if they hated me, they're gonna hate you. But he didn't stop loving them. Peter told Jesus, I'm going to go to prison with you, Jesus. I ain't going to forsake you. No, not me. And that little girl said, wasn't you one of them with him? He said, not me. Not me. And Jesus said, Peter, don't say that because before the cock crow, you're going to deny me 3 times. He said, not me. I'm ready to go to prison for you. And they said, yeah, you were one of them because you talk like him. He said, I'm telling you, if I wasn't me. The same Peter. And then he took off running and crying when he realized he betrayed the Lord. And Jesus turned and looked at him. But when Jesus rose from the dead, what's the first thing he said? Tell Peter. Tell Peter also. See? He was merciful. You got to learn to be more merciful. I know they did you wrong. God know they did you wrong. But I asked you to reach out to them. I ain't asked them to reach out to you. You my child. You my son. You my daughter. Then we got to learn to be more loving. Love covers a multitude. Listen, if you can walk in love, the Bible said that'll cover a lot of your sins that you did toward God. Love covers a multitude of sins. For God is what? Love. When you can walk in love, that washes a lot of your sins away without you even asking for forgiveness. Love covers a multitude of sin. Multitude of sin. Then we need to work on our giving of our time and our talent. We good at giving money, but we too busy for God. We ain't spending enough time with God. And we're not using our gifts that God blessed us with and giving them back to the kingdom. First time God gives us a little voice, a little talent, we want to run to Hollywood. Get a movie deal, a record deal. And then when they throw us to the wolves, we come back to the church and lost the anointing. And I'm sorry, you done lost the anointing. God done stripped you. You can't do God like that. Only if God tell you to come now. See, to me, the reason why you can still, to me, the way I say you still have your anointing, when the records are selling good and the movies, they call you, your name is hot, and you say, you know what, I want to give all that and go back to the church. Not when you can't get a record deal. Not when you squandered all your money. And you say, well, I just go from whence I came. Because you know the church going to receive you. You know the church going to love you and with open arms. But that's not right to do that. So giving of our talent, our time, we need to check ourselves and make sure that we using it for the Lord already before we can use it on others. Then we need to make sure we check our walk. Make sure we walking with God and not with the world. Amen. Make sure we walking with God and not with the world. Ain't no such thing as a gangster rap, gospel rap. I know it's some on there. You don't believe me? Go Google it. Gangster gospel rap. And they cars look just like the dope dealer cars. And they perms look just. I'm not saying, I'm not judging. I'm just saying it ain't no such thing. Because God, the Bible say God hates violence. Now, God hates violence. The gangster ain't known for walking around with a Bible and praying for people. He's known for taking care of business, taking your head off. Ain't no gangster preacher. Now, God may call him to go preach to the gang, but he ain't still no gangster and no preacher. Because gangs have a reputation of hurting people. God's preachers should have a reputation of loving people. You can't hurt people and love them at the same time. So we need to make sure our walk, we need to work on our walk. Then another thing we can work on is our commitment for the cause. Our commitment for the cause. It's easy to jump on the bandwagon. The Texans played their first preseason game. It was so hot out there, people were passing out, but they wouldn't go home. I'm not saying it's wrong or right. I'm showing you how we can commit to stuff, even if it kills us. But we won't commit to the body of Christ and God's word. People was falling out. They had a march at the Sam Houston Park the other day. Wasn't no arrest made, but the ambulance. People marching for what they believe in, passing out. Wasn't no arrest made, but a bunch of people got hit from that paramedic because it was too hot. But we'll stand for what people drown trying to get to work during the flood when they tell you stay home. Committed to everything but the right thing. So you need to check your commitment. Jesus clearly stated, I'm closed, that a time will come when we will be no longer able to work for the Lord, and he called that time night. Look at John 4. John 9, 4 and 5. I'm going to look at that scripture again. And I'm closing. John chapter 9, verse 4. John 9, 4. He said, I must work the works of him that sent me while it is day. Then the second part of that verse says, the night cometh when no man can work. As long as I'm in the world, I'm the light of the world. What time is it? How can a time come when you can no longer work for God? He called that time night. And that's either when God call you home, or you on your sick bed, or your deathbed. And that's why it's very imperative that we begin to work for the Lord, because we don't know when we're going to leave here. So do all you can for the Lord. And the first assignment you need to do is work on yourself. Part of Jesus' ministry was to heal as well. Not only did he came to save, but he also came to heal. How do I know that? Luke chapter 4, verse 18. Then we close. Luke 4:18. I want to show you that Jesus, part of his ministry, was to heal as well. Luke 4:18. When you find it, say, bless his name.
Bless his name.
Luke chapter 4, verse 18. Part of Jesus' ministry was to heal as well. Not only did he come to save, but he came to heal. Luke 4:18, it says, that's Jesus talking. The Spirit of the Lord is upon me, because he had anointed me to preach the gospel to the poor. He has sent me to what? Heal the brokenhearted. To preach deliverance to the what? Captive. And recovering of sight to the what? Blind. To set at liberty them that are bruised. To preach the acceptable year of the Lord. He came more than just to save. He came to preach the gospel to the poor. Because the poor people probably would feel a little depressed. They couldn't make all ends meet. But Jesus encouraged them and say, trouble don't last always. This is what you're going through is temporary. That's why those that, the Bible said the strong ought to battle firm of the weak. If the people that got the wealth share with the ones that's left fortunate, everybody be happy.
Amen. Amen. Amen.
And that's how it's meant to be in the body of Christ. We all should have what we need. And nobody should be operating under greed. Amen?
Amen.
Give the Lord a hand clap of praise. Work while it's day. Any questions concerning the lesson? Any questions concerning